The day after the Super Bowl, a drunk guy tried to return a TV full of beer. The automatic doors sighed open, dumping freezing February air and a man who looked utterly defeated onto the sales floor. I stood at the podium, tablet in hand. It was Monday, February 9th, known in big box electronics as the Great Return, the day after the Super Bowl, when people haul back massive, open box TVs they didn't like after using them all night. I watched the guy struggle through the vestibule. He was dragging a box that was almost as tall as he was. It was an 85-inch Sony OLED. The box was battered. The cardboard flaps were untucked, flapping loosely like broken wings. The guy dragging it, let's call him Brad, was wearing a jersey that had definitely seen better days. It was stained with something dark near the collar, and he was wearing sunglasses indoors. At 10 a.m. on a cloudy Monday. Here we go, I whispered to myself, tapping my headset. Sarah, you got a live one at the customer service desk. 85-incher coming in hot. I'm on my way for backup. Copy that, Jake. Sarah's voice crackled in my ear, sounding tense. Sarah was new. She didn't have the callous shell that 10 years of retail builds around your soul. She still believed people were generally good. She was about to learn. I walked toward the front of the store, my keys jingling on my belt loop. The store smelled of ozone and floor wax, but as I got closer to the service desk, a new scent cut through the sterile air. It was a thick, sour smell. It smelled like stale light beer, congealed grease, and the distinct, vinegar-heavy tang of Frank's Red Hot sauce. Brad had heaved the massive box onto the counter. He was leaning against it, breathing heavily. He looked sweaty. His skin had that gray, clammy sheen that screams, worst hangover of my life. Can I help you, sir? Sarah asked, her hands hovering over her keyboard. Yeah, Brad grunted. His voice was thick, gravelly. I need to return this. Bought it Saturday. Doesn't work for my space. The color is off. Too much red. Too much red, I repeated, stepping up beside Sarah. I crossed my arms. That's a top-of-the-line OLED, sir. It has the best color accuracy on the market. Did you try adjusting the settings? Brad turned his head to look at me. He didn't take off his sunglasses. I don't mess with settings, bro. I'm a plug-and-play guy. It didn't look right. I want my money back. Receipt is in the box. Okay, I said, keeping my voice level. Standard policy for open box returns on large panels requires a physical inspection before we can process the refund. We have to make sure all the accessories are there and the screen isn't damaged. Brad shifted his weight. He looked nervous. He looked like a kid trying to hide a report card. It's fine. It's brand new. I barely took it out of the plastic. Just run the card, man. I'm in a rush. I have a meeting. It'll just take a second, I said. I reached for the box flaps. The cardboard was soft, damp. I frowned. I touched the bottom corner of the box. It was wet, not water wet, sticky wet. I pulled the flaps open. The smell exploded outward. It wasn't just a scent anymore. It was a physical presence. It rolled over the counter, assaulting Sarah and me with the concentrated essence of a frat house basement on a Sunday morning. I looked inside. The TV wasn't in the styrofoam blocks. It was shoved in haphazardly, wrapped in a thin protective foam sheet, but the sheet was ripped. And lying right on top of the screen, wedged between the glass and the cardboard, was the remote control. It was caked in orange sludge. Sir, I said, pointing into the box. Is that wing sauce? Brad sniffed, wiping his nose with the back of his hand. What? No. Maybe. Look, I was eating a snack while I set it up. Maybe I dropped a piece. It wipes off. It's plastic. And the smell? I asked. The box is soaking wet at the bottom. It smells like a brewery in there. I spilled a beer. Brad shouted, his temper flaring instantly. The aggression was sudden, disproportionate. So what? It didn't hit the electronics. It hit the box. Are you selling the box or the TV? Just wipe it down and put it back on the shelf. I paid $3,000 for that thing, and I want my money. What happens next isn't just a retail freakout. It is the total implosion of a man's life in 4K resolution. Brad thinks he found a loophole, but he's in a Best Buy, and we have cameras covering every square inch of this floor. He also forgot that he drove here, alone, and that the smell coming off him isn't just on the TV, it's on his breath. For full version follow on screen instructions.